Okay, so I started the first video of actually drawing out and explaining to you that I redid the exercise, the self-development exercise. I couldn't find the notebook immediately last night because I came home to try to put together my table, and I fell asleep like this, messed up my hair trying to put together that table, and guess what I only did? I only got one screw in. It hurts your hands. Like, you have to initial force the screw through and make sure that it's threaded properly. And so far what I've been doing, it kind of angles while I'm screwing it in, which means that I screwed it in at a disadvantaged angle, so it's still sticking out, and it's not, only one I was able to do, but the rest of them, it really hurts. So I ended up falling asleep doing that. I started this morning on it, and then I remembered I have so much to do, and one of the things I promised to do was this video. So yeah, I took a break. I came out before I took a shower. I'm not showering until I get that table done. I hope I get this table done, or I might have to enlist help, whichever one. I really wanted to do it myself just so I can get things 1, 2, 3 and done. Sorry, too much information right now. Anyway, part of the self-development exercise is to draw out who you are. You're not going to really be able to see this until I show you. I want you to draw out who you are first. Your second picture, you're going to draw 4 pictures. The second picture is what you believe, science, no, not what you believe, excuse me, society's belief on what is ideal or beautiful. I want you to draw that out. And then the third one, excuse me, is what you believe is the ideal. So the first one is who you are. Draw you first. I don't want you to put too much thought into it. Just draw, straight draw. It can be a cartoon character. Try to make it as quickly as possible. Give yourself about 5 to 10 minutes to do all 4 pictures. The second thing is to draw what society believes is the ideal. The third one is to draw what you believe is the ideal. And the fourth picture is a little tricky. The fourth picture is to draw who you believe the person you want to love you believes is the ideal. So the person you want to love you, the person you want to love and you want them to love you in return, I want you to draw what you believe is their ideal. What are they looking for? What are they looking for? And then I want you to draw it out. So here's the first one I drew. I drew me. I curl her hair. If you pay attention real close, what I do is I make her afro first. And then afterwards I realized that I really don't keep my hair in the afro. I like to wear it straight. I've always worn it straight. But it naturally just goes back to its regular texture. I straighten it out. And it's funny because when I do that, I realize the hair can't go but so far. It actually naturally stops where my hair normally stops. Like, I draw her hair length the exact place that I always cut it after. I usually cut my hair after it gets to here, to about really short pixie or around here. I don't know why, but maybe the picture helps. I drew bun head. Normally, actually, I'm turning her back. Look, I tried to turn the blonde back into a brunette, and her hair turned red. This is what I believe society's ideal is. When I drew her the first time, I had one arm going up while the other hand was on her hip. Bun head. This is what I believe is the ideal. Which I think she looks like G.I. Jane. She's wearing a tank top. She's wearing some jeans. Her hair is curly, but it's still in a ponytail. Yeah. And then I drew what I believe the person who I want to love believes is the ideal. So her hair, I mean, she's wearing a tank. Her mouth is still like mine. Her hair is longer and curly. It just stays curly. She looks a lot more daintier, a lot more softer. When I was drawing her, her eyes seemed a little bit downcast, but they also, I mean, that's just how I drew them. And the purpose of this exercise is to kind of like catch how you are imprinting onto the world, whether you have false beliefs, whether you have self-defeating beliefs. Like, okay, here, I'll rip these out. We're 5 minutes in? Okay, so we have time. For instance, this is me. This is who I think the person who wants to be with me wants. Very similar, but very, very different. This one looks like she can get it. This one looks like she waits around all day. Very similar, very different. This one's not wearing any clothes. That's usually me. But then here's what I believe society wants. And these are drastically different. In fact, I went to the point of making her blonde before I realized, not acceptable. Not acceptable. She doesn't wear makeup. She wears a 2-piece to 3-piece suit. And that's cool. But is that anything like me? And then there's her. This is what I believe is the ideal, which is, you know, taking some elements of the curly hair right here, adding in aspects of the ponytail. They all have the same stance. So I guess that's where the alignment is, the way they structure themselves. I guess she brings her arms more. She's more, I guess she, because of her posture, she's hiding her hands. They're not really on her hip, but her strength line has not been dropped. I guess there's limp to her hair that kind of matches to what the ideal is. But she looks mucho tough with this tank top. Like, this outfit and this outfit, you could almost say was the same by the top, but they're very, very different. And so, I guess the best thing to determine is after you start drawing these pictures is, what are your natural thoughts afterwards? Like, do you think you need to change something about this to match this? Do you start to accept this more? This one, here's what I think about this one, okay? I think she's sweet. I like her. I understand it. I could see why someone would want that. But I mean, I guess this is just a facet, right? Something only they would get. Cuz this can't be like this all the time. You can't go out into this world acting like this, right? Look. Come on. How are they going to treat her? So you've heard a little bit of what I think, but again, the whole exercise is to kind of like get you used to understanding how you are thinking about things in the world. And have fun. You'll be surprised. Again, I drew these, and this character is different. What I believe is the ideal. I didn't draw her like this, so I guess my perception changed. So catch yourself. Figure out what you're doing. Can she get a job like this? Why not? She owns her own job. She owns her own company. G.I. Jane. Ooh, it's hot in here. Okay, so that was the exercise. I still kind of like this one the most, though. Right? Okay. This one is giving me a hard time. And see, and then that's I guess, let me share with you. If you find yourself gravitating to a picture that is not the first picture that you drew, you really have to ask yourself why. So I find myself, this one, I could care less. I understand some of the structure politics in terms of the suit and the need to have your hair up so the attention is paid to you. Because this is kind of distracting, right? Okay. So my natural gravitation is not to her, the ideal. Something about this doesn't seem right to me, too. Although I like it. G.I. Jane. I'm still wondering whether she can get a job with this outfit. She needs a jacket or something. But the one is this. The one for the... who I believe the person I want to love me wants. And they're similar. I mean, this is kind of more of like an up-close view of this, right? This is just being up-close. And the eyes are softer and whatnot. The hair is not straightened. Are they drastically different? I don't know. I just believe that maybe this one's just softer. Maybe I kind of do have like a tendency not to want to soften up. I have a soft side. I don't think it's for display for everyone sometimes. I do display it though. So maybe the only thing that makes me uncomfortable is the fact that I think that the person that wants to love me, that I believe wants to love me, wants to see this a lot more. Instead of, you know, it being like this. I don't know. You gotta spend more time with it. That's the whole part of the self-development exercise. You spend more time with it. Okay, done.